The lives of Saints Botolph, Abbot of Ikanhoe, and Adolph, Bishop of Maastricht. Our Holy Fathers. Botolph and Adolph were born of noble parents early in the 7th century. They were taught the Christian faith in England, but went across the Channel to France to learn more. In France, they received the monastic tonsure and a thorough education in the monastic life. According to John of Tynemouth, Adolph was raised to the episcopate in Maastricht, Holland, where he led a holy life in all respects. But in about 654, Botolph returned to England. Through the intercession of two sisters of King Ethelmund of East Anglia, who were living in the same French monastery, he was granted a certain uncultivated place called Ikanhoe, on which to build a monastery. Now that region, writes John of Tynemouth, was as much forsaken by man as it was possessed by demons, whose fantastic illusion, by the coming of the holy man, was to be immediately put to flight, and the pious conversation of the faithful substituted in its place, so that where up to that time the deceit of the devil had abounded, the grace of our beneficent founder should more abound. Upon the entry, therefore, of the blessed Botolph, the blackest smoke arises, and the enemy, knowing that his own flight was at hand, cries out with horrid clamour, saying, "This place which we have inhabited for a long time, we thought to inhabit forever. Why, O Botolph, most cruel stranger, dost thou violently drive us from these seats? In nothing have we offended thee, in nothing have we disturbed your right. What do you seek in our expulsion? What do you wish to establish in this region of ours? And after being driven out of every corner of the world, do you expel us wretched, even out of this solitude?" But the blessed Botolph, having made the sign of the cross, put all his enemies to flight. St. Botolph proceeded to build a model community of monks at Ikanhoe, being himself distinguished by many spiritual gifts, including prophecy. He instructed St. Culfid, among many others, and was also invited to take charge of the new monastery at Much Wenlock. At length he died after a long illness in June of 680, and many miracles were wrought at his tomb. In 869, St. Botolph's monastery was destroyed by the Danes, but in about 972, at the command of St. Ethelwold, Bishop of Winchester, a band of monks led by a certain Ulfketil came to the saint's tomb, collected the precious relics, wrapped them in fine linen, and tried to carry them away on their shoulders. However, writes John of Tynemouth, they were fixed with so great a weight that by no effort can they move a step. Besides, the cloisters of the altar resound with a loud noise, as if to intimate that their work was unfinished. They are stupefied with amazement, but at last, by the teachings of God's grace, the monk aforesaid recollects the things he has heard, that the blessed Adolph the bishop was buried with his brother, and having raised the body out of the earth, they carried it with them to St. Ethelwold, rejoicing. According to Folcard, the reopened tomb gave forth a miraculous aroma for 15 days, and the remains of Botolph could not be removed without those of his brother Adolph. St. Ethelwold then placed the head of St. Botolph in the monastery. Of Ely, part of the rest of the body together with the body of St. Adolph in the monastery of Thorney, and the rest in his own monastery at Winchester. Later, St. Edward the Confessor translated part of the body of St. Botolph to St. Peter's, Westminster. 64 ancient churches were dedicated to Botolph, 16 of them in Norfolk and 3 in the city of London. The Orthodox Church celebrates the memory of Saints Botolph of Ikanhoe and Adolph of Maastricht on June 17th. Holy Abbot Botolph and Holy Bishop Adolph, pray to God for us.